right. Welcome, students. Good evening to all the grade 12 students. This is your Vani ma'am, World of Chemistry, back again with one more important video. That's nothing but top 55 MCQs of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So basically, students, all my WOC students, I have already sent MCQs on solid state. So solid state, I have covered all top 50 questions and already I have sent it for you all. Watch, just subscribe to the channel and watch those MCQs. All the most important top 50 MCQs I've already done. So now we are going to do the top 55 MCQs of haloalkanes and haloarenes. After that, we'll be doing solutions chapter and gradually P block. We'll be doing alcohols in that way. All right, students. So welcome to all the WOC students, my World of Chemistry channel students, and all the new students who are watching it for the first time. Welcome. All right, this is your Vani ma'am back again. As mentioned, top 55 MCQs. It will cover the complete chapter. 100% of the chapter will be covered in this. So let's see the first question of your term 1 MCQs with detailed explanation. I'm going to give you detailed explanation for each and every question. So note it carefully in your book, students. Right, let's start off with the session. So the first question goes like this. The IUPAC name of the following compound. So always remember, whenever a compound is given to you, always your criteria should always start where should you start numbering, students? The first position, or wherever you have the halogen, that is given the first preference. Yes, so you start numbering from here. So the carbon attached to this is 1, second carbon is 2. Now here you will have confusion, ma'am, what is this? Two substituents are there, so easy. What should you do? Always elaborate the formula. It's like this, isn't it? So the compound is given to me like this. Along with this, there is one more methyl group. So here to this particular carbon, if I have to check, to this particular carbon, there is methyl group. This is what how you are going to do it. So elaborate the formula. Now number it 1, 2, 3. Easy, students. So how does it go? It goes like this. The parent chain is prop. So how will I name? I name it as 1 bromo, perfect, 2 methyl, perfect, propane. Easy. 1 bromo, start from here, 2 methyl and propane. So the first option is right. Easy, isn't it, students? Very good. Now let us go to the next question. IUPAC name of allyl chloride is. Okay, allyl. So whenever they say allyl compound, remember, students, it's basically allyl is a carbon or the halogen attached to the end. Beside that, you have a CH2 group, and this CH2 group is attached to C double bond C. This is what is allyl. Allyl is always a halogen attached to a CH2, then attached to a C double bond C. Now fill the hydrogens here. Yes. Now to this carbon fill 1, 2, 3 and 1 hydrogen here. Done. So now this is your double bond and this is your carbon and this is what is called allyl group. So careful. Done. Now, IUPAC name of the allyl chloride. So among all these, what is this, students? Check carefully this option. Why? Because 3 chloro 1 prop 1 ene. Okay. So what did they say? When we have a double bond and a chlorine, double bond is given more preference than your halogen atom. Remember this. So very careful. Double bond is given more preference. So how will you start? It is first carbon, it is second carbon, it is third carbon. So to the third position you have a chlorine, 3 chloro prop 1 ene. Perfect. So this is an allyl group. Along with that, the one which is matching that is the third option. Easy. All right. So order of naming functional groups or the careful. Now let us see the next question. Give the IUPAC name of the following compound. Now easy. What did I say? Always whenever you have a halogen, start numbering or give it the minimum number. The halogen is given minimum number. Halogen should be given minimum number. So if I take the minimum number, from where will I start, students? I have to start it from this part. correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to go with 5. Last one. So name it. What is it? It's 2-bromo, right? And here at this position, this one and this one represents your methyl groups or the alkyl groups. So 2-bromo, 3, dimethyl, parent chain is pentane. Easy. Once again, 2-bromo. Yes, it is here. 3, 3. At the third position, you have one methyl group here. You have one more methyl group here. So 3, 3 dimethyl pentane. So the option 4 is right. Easy. All right. Simple, students. Yes. Now let us see the next question. Ethanol in the presence of PCl5 gives X. So this is basically your preparation of alkyl halides. So in this reaction, X is what? What is X they're asking? So simple. We very well know whenever you're treating ethanol with your PCl5 molecule, what is a nucleophile which is going to substitute? Your chlorine is going to substitute. So chlorine goes and adds there and OH minus is substituted out. So what product you will get, students? You'll be getting C2H5Cl, alkyl halide is 1. Along with that, POCl3 is 1 and HCl is 1. So check here, this is 1 carbon, this is 1 chlorine, these are 3 chlorines and this is 1 chlorine. Total number of 5. So PCl5. So what did they ask me? X in the reaction is what? X in the reaction is nothing but ethyl chloride. This is your compound. This is ethyl. Easy, students? Easy. So mark this option. Done. Let us go to the fifth question. Thionyl chloride is preferred in the preparation of chloro compound from alcohol. Once again, students, let me check whether it is perfectly recording. Okay, done. Yes. Sorry. Right. It's going on perfect. Now let me once check. Yes, it is going perfectly. Not a problem. Let us see. Thionyl chloride is preferred in the preparation of chloro compounds from alcohols. Since they're asking why are we taking thionyl chloride? So we very well know thionyl chloride is the most economical method to prepare alcohols. Why? Because we'll be getting all the byproducts are gaseous products. How to know that this one example is alcohol? You're taking thionyl chloride, you're going to replace chlorine from this alcohol, you get alkyl halide plus HCl vapors and sulfur dioxide vapors. Because of these evolution of vapors, what do we say? Both the byproducts are gaseous and these two escape and you will get the pure form of alkyl halide. This is your pure state of alkyl halide. Correct now, students? This is what is your concept. Done. So thionyl chloride you prefer to because they are releasing gaseous products. Let's see the next question. The only alkene which gives primary alkyl halide on dehydrohalogenation. Oh wow. So basically dehydrohalogenation. What is this? We are going to take any of this. Let us take which one we'll check. Let us start with the first one only. So C2H4. So C2H4 is written like what? They said the only alkene. So let us elaborate. C double bond C, CH2. Now, hydrohalogenation. It's not dehydro, hydrohalogenation. So you're adding hydrogen and chlorine. Where will it go and add? This bond breaks. One hydrogen goes and adds here, one chlorine goes and adds here because it is a symmetrical alkene and I get CH3 CH2Cl. It's nothing but C2H5Cl. So C2H5Cl is with this one, right? So C2H first compound only has given us alkyl halide by hydrogenation. So what is the compound? Option A is right. Let's go to the seventh question. OH minus can be replaced by Cl if we use. Oh, perfect. So basically, PCl5, yes, it gives us RCl, it gives us HPOCl3, it gives us HCl. Correct? When I use PCl3, so I'm going to use alcohol, I'm going to get these products. So suppose if I am using PCl3 with alcohol, what will I get, students? I'm going to get alkyl halide plus H3PO3. Perfect. Right. Now here, check here. There is no free sulfur. This is called dichlorodisulfide molecule. There is no free sulfur. So when you add no free sulfur, So when you add ROH to this, they will be alcohol plus S2Cl2, no reaction. So the option is this only. So SOCl2 we very well know we are going to get alcohol is combining with thionyl chloride. I get RCl plus sulfur dioxide gas plus HCl gas. Easy, done. So the option is this. So we cannot replace OH by Cl minus. This is the thing. Question number 8. Which of the following has the lowest boiling point? How should I remember, students? Always remember when they give you boiling point questions, what should you remember? Yes, molecular weight increases means molecular attractions also increases. Correct? Molecular weight increases means molecular attractions also increase. Now you only tell me which of the following will have lowest, they said. So among everything, fluorine is the smallest. It will have less boiling point. Then comes chlorine, then comes bromine, then comes iodine. So every among everything, Ri is the largest size, so the boiling point will be more. Rf is a smaller size, the boiling point will be less. So which is the option right, students? So chlorine is given, bromine is given, iodine is given. So lowest, they said. See, if I see here, alkyl group is increasing, alkyl group is increasing, alkyl group is increasing. Again, here there is only one alkyl group and Cl. Perfect. Easy. So here, two alkyl groups and Cl, two alkyl groups and bromine. Size is increasing, no? So the least one will be this one. Easy. All right. Next option, students. Question number 9. Chloroethane is reacted with alcoholic potassium hydroxide. The product formed is what? Okay, chloroethane. Let's take this chloroethane. They said alcoholic potassium hydroxide. Okay, alcoholic potassium hydroxide means yes. Now, one thing we should remember. So here, chloroethane with alcoholic potassium hydroxide means I should know what is the role of alcoholic KOH. Okay, so remember, whenever you have alcoholic KOH in the question, it is or it undergoes elimination reaction. Elimination in the sense it will undergo hydrohalogenation reaction. Halogenation reaction. Correct, students? So what will I do? You're going to remove, it's something like this. CH3, CH2, Cl. You'll remove one halogen from here. You'll remove one hydrogen from here. So it's something like this. The two hydrogens will be here and two would be here and you'll get a double bond. So you'll be getting CH2, double bond, CH2 and along with that HCl. So what is this compound? Indirectly, is it not C2H4? Yes, the product form is this. Next question, students. 10th question. What is X in the following reaction? All right, X in the following reaction. Now, let's see here what is happening. You're taking alkyl halide. What are you getting? You're getting alcohol. Okay. So, the process which converts alkyl halide into alcohol is nothing but hydrolysis process. Which one does this? Aqueous KOH. Aqueous KOH is going to perform a process called hydrolysis or hydrolysis. What will it do? It's going to basically, careful. See, I'll take hydrolysis. I'm adding water. Okay. H and Cl comes out as HCl. Okay. H and Cl comes out as HCl. This is HCl, not KCl. So HCl is this and this OH goes and replaces this compound. So aqueous KOH hydrolysis, alcoholic KOH elimination reaction. Remember, it undergoes elimination reaction. Okay. This is what is important. Is it right? All right. 11th question. Which of the following acids will give maximum yield of alkyl halide? So always remember, students, in Hunt's-Decker reaction, the acid which has maximum number, like for example, all are primary here. This one, this compound. How we are going to take this compound in this way and you are going to, and so basically acid gets converted into, when you're treating with silver chloride, it gets converted to silver salt. Correct, no students? Yes, silver salt plus Br2. Now you're treating the silver salt with carbon tetrachloride and you're heating it. It's going to form silver and alkyl halide plus AgBr. So this is your compound. So basically, remember, it should be a long chain without any branching so that you'll get an alkyl halide. That's perfectly what we require. Easy? Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I miss one? Yes, I have missed one. Done. So option is that. Next, in the reaction sequence C2H5Cl, what is X? That is what they're asking. What is X? So what is it, students? It is basically, it's a ionic compound. KCN is an ionic compound. Ionic compound. So right, AgCN is a covalent compound. What what you get? You're going to take chloride, you're going to add KCN in the presence of ethanol. Then what is going to happen? Ionic. It will break here. KCl also comes out in this form. And what is left out? You will get cyanide, ethyl cyanide plus KCl. So what is the product? What is X cyano compound? What is the option? A is the option. Yes. So let us see the next one, 13th one. So ethyl chloride on heating with silver cyanide forms a compound X. The functional isomer of what? Oh, white. They've asked me functional isomer. What is it, students? Basically, ethyl chloride. So, ethyl chloride reacts with which one? Silver cyanide. Just now I said silver cyanide is covalent in nature. So, when it is covalent in nature, what type of compound it forms? It has to form a compound. It will form a compound which is covalently bonded. So, that too, it's going to form an isocyanide compound. So, what will I get? I'll be getting NC, right, and AgCl. Now what did they ask? The functional isomer of X. This is X. What is a functional isomer of this? It is nothing but C2H5Cl. Easy? Easy, students. So this is isocyanide, this is functional isomer. These two are functional isomers. NC and CN are functional group isomers. This is isocyanide, this is cyanide. Correct? This is isocyanide, this is cyanide. Is it okay? Done. Perfect. Now question number 14. With zinc couple and ethanol, ethyl iodide reacts to give. All right. So zinc couple. Remember, students, ethyl iodide. If then they say, whenever somebody says zinc couple, so zinc copper couple. Remember, students, zinc is a reducing agent, or a metal is a reducing agent. So reduction. I'm adding two hydrogens to this. So what will happen? One hydrogen comes out with this iodine, and you'll get Hi, and the leftover hydrogen goes and attacks this C2H6. So what is the compound? What is the compound, students? I have got ethane. Yes, this is ethane. So what is a compound? Ethane is a compound. Easy. Now let us see 15th question. So once again, students, 15. In the dehydrohalogenation of ethyl chloride, the following changes occurs. The dehydrohalogenation of ethyl chloride. Let us take ethyl chloride, this one. Now what am I doing? I'm adding dehydrohalogenation. So I'll be adding alcoholic KOH. So in this alcoholic KOH, what will you do? Basically, it is something like this. So you're going to remove one chlorine from here. You're going to remove one hydrogen from here. So the bond one, see, it's something like this, CH2H. Now one hydrogen you're taking out. So what will happen? The bond shifts here. So what do I get? CH2 double bond CH2, because alcoholic KOH means elimination reaction, right? Elimination reaction. So this is your alkyl halide, this is your compound plus HCl. Now what did they say? In the dehydrohalogenation of ethyl chloride, the following changes occurs. You only tell me these are all single bonds. Correct, no students? It is like all are single bonds. Here all are single bonds. This is single bond, this is single bond, this is single. Correct? All are single bonds. All single bonds are which hybridization? sp3. Now double bond. What is this hybridization? sp2. So what changes are happening here in this? sp3 carbon is getting converted to sp2 carbon. Easy. All right. Now let's see one more question. 16th. The reaction C2H5Cl plus OH minus gives C2H5OH plus Cl minus. Yes. What is this reaction? They said. Now you only see, students, this is in the rate determining step, two molecules are participating. So in the rate determining step is directly related to, or rate depends on two concentration terms. One is this and one is this. Now you take out the rate K into C2H5Cl and OH minus. So rate determining step, how many molecules are participating? Two. Because two are participating, this is called SN2 reaction. SN2 reaction. In SN2, how many are participating? Two are participating. Clear? All right, all right. So the option is what, students? It is nothing but two. Let's see one more. Which of the following alkene cannot be prepared in good yield by Wood's reaction? Okay, when somebody says Wood's reaction, remember Wood's reaction is used to prepare only symmetrical alkenes. Symmetrical alkenes, that's all. So in this, which one is not symmetrical, students? Yes, check carefully the option heptane, right? Heptane is unsymmetrical. Heptane means seven carbons, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 3 plus 3 6 7, it is unsymmetrical. Unsymmetrical alkane. So I cannot prepare heptane from this. Remaining all are symmetrical, symmetrical, symmetrical. Symmetrical means equal number. So let's see 18th question. The absolute configuration of a molecule changes during the reaction. All right. So remember, students, it is SN2 reaction mechanism where the nucleophile acts from nucleophile attacks from backside. Nucleophile attacks from backside. So remember, for example, you remember, just recollect, students, nucleophile is here, it is attacking the alkyl halide like this, in this way, right? So what is going to happen, students? What is going to happen? Nucleophile comes in. Let us take primary, okay, tertiary, okay, this is the thing. The nucleophile comes in, attacks this carbon. So what will happen? Automatically there is configuration change. Correct, no, students? There is change in configuration. The molecule of this particular thing changes. So because the nucleophile attacks from here, there is change in absolute configuration. So SN. Yes. Then for a nucleophilic substitution reaction, the rate was found in the order so much. Ri, RBr, RCl. Now you only tell me, students, in basically in both SN1 and SN2, SN1 and SN2 reactions, SN1, SN2, what is the order? Ri is greater than, it's a better leaving group. RBr greater than RCl greater than RF. Now you only tell me in which reaction they said could be right. In which one? Both. SN1, SN2, the order is that because iodine is a better leaving group. Is it okay? Yeah. Let's see. SN2 reaction leads to. SN2 reaction leads to. All right. We very well know SN2 reaction leads to inversion of configuration or racemization. Which one? Inversion. Because nucleophile attacks from backside, there is change in the configuration. You'll be getting D isomer and L isomer. So initially, this is just like a shift of an umbrella. All right. Next, 21st. Which of the following alkyl halide is hydrolyzed by SN1 mechanism? All right. So always remember SN1 order is 3 degree greater than 2 degree greater than 1 degree. Now tell me among all these which is tertiary? Yes. Correct. Now let us see 22nd. CCl bond of chlorobenzene is in comparison of chlorobenzene in comparison to CCl bond of methyl chloride is what? So whenever you see CCl bond, remember due to partial double bond character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the it donates and you get a partial double bond character. Correct, no students? In chlorine, you'll be getting a partial double bond character. Yes. So there's a shift of, or you have a bond here, you have a bond here, you have a bond here. There's shift of molecules. Correct. Now, because of this partial double bond character, what will happen, students? Yes, the bond becomes shorter, and it is stronger. Double bonds are strong. So when I take methyl chloride, okay, methyl chloride, there's no resonance only. So there is no, it's all are single bonds, sp3 hybridization, right? This is sp2 hybridization, this is sp3. So they are shorter and long. Okay, 23rd question, one more IUPAC nomenclature. Let's see this. So basically, there are two chlorine atoms. How should you number? Number it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the compound, students? It is nothing but 1,2-dichlorobenzene. 24th question. In aryl halides, carbon atom holding halogen is, yes, just now I said, in aryl halides, there is a double bond character which is there. Yes, students, a double bond. Because of this, what type of hybridization you get? You'll be getting double bond. Yes. So double bond is always sp2 hybridized. Yes. So this four shifts like this, sp2 hybridized. So which is the option, students? It is 1. Easy. Now, 25th question. So the following is aryl alkyl halide. What is the aryl alkyl halide? So basically orthochlorotoluene, orthobromochlorotoluene, 2-phenyl ethane and toluene. All right. Let's see, students. 1-chloro, uh, 2-phenyl. Okay. Aryl alkyl halide, they said. So basically, phenyl group is here. So let us write phenyl, CH, CH2, Cl. Right? Now let us see whether it is aryl. Okay, aryl done. Alkyl done. Halide done. Right, perfect. So 1-chloro, start from here, 2 and this. So this is your aryl alkyl halide. So the option is this. Right. So students, thank you so much. I'll be meeting you again with next 25 questions, or rather 30 questions very soon. So my next video will follow question numbers from 25 to 50. Watch till the end. Thank you. Please share the video, students. Please share the video. I'll be coming back with the next video again. Thank you.